Ser issegwu edizzjoni ta' Kellymni, il-podcast ta' gwida li hu miġjub lilkom minn Welby's Supermarket, minn Iżda, Amrita Foot Care and Wellness Center, Lourdes Opticians.
I still remember going shopping, fetching Nanna's list and adding a few goodies for me. The basics and the treats. The stuff for short trips and the road trips. Shopping for just us and shopping for all of us. The list might change, but the tradition remains. Welby's, we are family.
Louisa Enriquez, l-ewwel ħaġa nixtieq ngħidlek grazzi tal-li ġejt fuq Kellymni, naf li din hija l-ewwel intervista li qatt inti ħadsem fiha. Mara b'tliet tfal, b'joy de vivre qawwija, isek għadek tifla. Party animal. No Louisa, no party. U ġvera. Kull fejn tmur l-enerġija hija mas-saqaf. Però dawn l-aħħar 20 sena ma kienux faċli għalik u dawn l-aħħar sentejn ħanajda bl-Ingliż you've been to hell and back. U kif qegħdin fuq it-tema tal-Ingliż, jiena naf li inti kont naqra beżana għax ma tafx tesprimi ruħek bil-Malti u bdejt tibża u jiena u tiddejja għax ma tridx tiġi ġġudikata, però jiena minn hawn ħanajdlek, aħna maħniex qegħdin hawn biex niġġudikawk, aħna qegħdin hawn biex naqsmu l-istorja tiegħek li inti tant kuraġġuża li ħatiġi hawn tirrakkonta l-istorja tiegħek, jiġifieri minn hawn ngħidlek tkellem bliema lingwa trid u liema lingwa jħossok komda. Maħniex hawn biex niġġudikawk.
Thank you.
All right. L-ewwel baby tiegħek, Matt, twieled bi spina bifida. U f'dawn l-aħħar sentejn inti kellek tiġġieled 3 cancers. Ħanibdew mill-bidu. Kont taf li Matt l-ewwel wild tiegħek 20 sena ilu kellu l-ispina bifida?
No, I didn't know. I got to know when he was born. Actually, I didn't even know. They just took him away from me and left me there panicking. I'm like, where's my baby? And the nurses couldn't tell me. They had to say, wait for the doctor and he'll let you know. And then they brought Matt down in an incubator with his back covered. And they told me that he has spina bifida.
Kont taf x'inhi spina bifida?
I remember when we used to go to the classes, they did mention it, but I used to just go there. I never really looked into, I used to just go because we had to go and do some classes before while you're pregnant. But I never really, and you don't realize it can happen to you as well,
U x'ġara mbagħad? Kellu kien spina bifida, toqba
f'daru. It's a malformation of the spine. It didn't form.
X'inhu mal-konsekwenzi tagħha?
It depends the level as well. Matt's was a bit low, so, it's better when it's low. But it still affected his legs and he needed a shunt in his head as well, because when you close the back, the water doesn't have anywhere to go. So they needed to put a shunt in his head so that it can drain, through the stomach and he'll pass it out.
Ġifieri twilet Matt. U minn flok the baby boy, inti mill-ewwel kellek tħabbat wiċċek ma mill-ewwel operazzjoni biex jalqulu.
Eżatt, he was 10 hours old.
10 hours old.
And the priest came to baptize him because it was a 50-50 chance.
Jiġifieri kien hemm iċ-ċans li ħajmut.
And we had to baptize him just before the operation. Yes, that was...
Kif ħassejtek dak il-ħin? Għax 9 xhur iġġor tifel u mbagħad f'daqqa waħda.
I just went like on like fight mode somehow. I just had to do what I needed to do. I still went with my instinct, you know, because you have to follow what you feel all the time, not just doctors tell you this, that, and the other. You have to, you're in their hands, yes, but you still follow your instinct, and I just, you know, did what we had to do and went with it. He did a month at ITU, SCBU, it was called, for children, from when he was born till a month old.
Jiġifieri twieled għalqulu t-toqba f'daru, għamlulu xant.
When he was 3 weeks old, the shant. So that was another, because that's, you know, the brain and everything.
Mbagħad.
And then he was so alert that really we had to take him home after like 10 days, but we took him home after 3 days, 4 days. He showed signs of improvement, and we took him home.
Kemm għandu żmien Matt issa?
He's going to be 20 in October.
Kemm il-operazzjoni jagħmel sissa?
33. He's had 33. And now we just came from England, and he's had a super major spinal surgery that had to be split into 3 because it was so... He's had spinal surgery before because he's had rods in his spine, but this was something else.
Għalfejn?
The rod dislodged from his neck, so it was jutting out. And it was a growing rod, and they needed to remove it. They took 3 hours to remove it because it was embedded in the spine. And plus he has like scoliosis, but because of his spina bifida, because he has some muscles working on one side, you know, and it's because of that really, but it's treated like scoliosis. And before they had to break a rib and remove 6 discs in his spine the Tuesday before, and then the following Tuesday they fused his spine.
Kif taffaċċa kull operazzjoni, Louisa?
I don't even know myself. I feel like when he's going under anesthetic, I'm a big mess. But I don't... Till he leaves, I'm on fighting mode. And then when I know he's being operated, and during his operation, I like crumble. And then when he's next to me, I'm back up.
Inti għatli li kull operazzjoni li jagħmel, inti titħol ħdeħ.
Yes. And I want to kiss him and tell him that I love him.
U żommlu jdejh.
Before he goes. It's very... It's nice to see, but not nice to see, you know what I mean?
Dik lili għax jekk jaqal it-tifel u jweġġa.
Yes, no, it's...
Aħseb wara.
And this time I really thought I was freaking out, like this last operation was... But thank God he's next to me. He's at home waiting for me at the moment. But he's recovering slowly. He's still in pain. His neck, because he had the central line in the main artery here twice. So when they removed it, they had to put stitches as well. And he's so brave.
Jina fil-fat kont ħansaqsik, inti Matt, u koll hemm il-konsekwenza ta' dawn l-operazzjonijiet kollha fuq ukoll. Kif jaffaċċhom hu? Għax jiena naf li tħodlu r-ritratti, tħodlu l-videos.
Because we make everything, I try to, you know, distract him, or we stay fooling around, and Or I wear the hat as well. When he was young, I used to make him laugh because I used to have to dress up to go into the theater just before so I stay making him laugh, like, or...
Inti, you took it upon yourself li dan it-tifel ħanajda bl-Inglis, you are his driving force.
He is mine as well. No, he's mine as well.
Kien jimxi bil-krozzi?
Yes. At age 6. And then at age 12 he fell and broke his knee. That was something extra, not due to his condition. And then he went back on the wheelchair.
Għax kienet jagħmel telliqa.
Exactly. He was racing with his friend because his friend had fallen as well and broke his leg, so he was on crutches. And they raced and...
Waqa?
He broke his knee and then went back on the wheelchair and then got stiff, and then we had to have another operation to cut his hamstrings. First we had the operation to fix the knee, and then they put metal in his knee, and then a year later we removed it, and they removed his hamstrings at the back of his knee, so he straightens because he remained stiff. But he's fine. He says at least like that I got to know the sport of wiċċa basketball, and he loves wiċċa.
Għaxat li wkoll jilab wheelchair basketball. Mill-affarijiet li terrakkontali fuq Matt, huwa tifel li għandu determinazzjoni tal-mama.
Yes, he's very determined. He used to really work hard, like every physiotherapy, and I used to do things naturally with him. I never took him like to these extra places abroad and whatever. I used to take him to the swings, and he used to crawl at first on his tummy, not even crawl, creep. But by seeing other people and other kids and everything, and then he started walking on that bridge. There used to be a little bridge.
Il-bandli, kont tieħdu l-bandli.
Yes, and he used to get dirty, and I used to let him do what he needed to do. I used to watch him so people don't fall on him or kids don't fall on him, but I used to let him experience, and that determination in him, and seeing and wanting to cope like the other kids. That really, I think, simple things and whatever, because there are people that go like they go abroad and they do these therapies and everything, but they might need them obviously, but when you keep it and you let them get dirty and play. U inti kont tieħdu l-bandli, kont tgħidlu mur, kien jinqala ġifieri mill-wheelchair. No, this was before he even was in a wheelchair. He was like 1 year old. No, okay. He wasn't even he wasn't even crawling. He was creeping. Wow. Okay. And he used to start and playing with things and everything and going on his knees. And then he started crawling and then walking a bit while he's holding. U l-lum il-ġurnata li ma tqiegħed fuq wheelchair, x'inhu huma ovvjament iċ-challenges tiegħek id-dar miegħu jekk toħorġu? It's more when I go out, I find lots of challenges with the wheelchair because lots of places have stairs, you know. I mean, even if we're in 2023, the modern buildings always have stairs before you get to the main door, and then there's the lift. I mean, you know, it's different, and the roads and everything. In fact, I need to get him a new wheelchair. Everything got broken. It's being used and not on smooth ground, you know. So, but at home everything's okay because we're on one floor. So okay. U inti għandek żewġ tfal oħra. Ma qtajtx qalbek, Louisa, li kollok żewġ tfal oħra? No. I wanted to have a child straight away. So Matt will have someone always with him. And I was hoping it was going to be a boy, my second one, and it was a boy. X'ismu? Andy. Andy. Yes. And in fact, they're together a lot. Mbagħad kellek? My daughter, my princess. She's going to be 17 now. Jiena b'tifel wieħed inbati in the sense li il-ħajja hija x'inhi.
Tlet titfal, okay, illum.
I didn't used to work, but I used to go out with them every day. I used to have the maxi cozy on my elbow and the double pusher on the other one.
Super mamma.
Well, it's just because I wanted to go out, you know, find a way to take them out. You need to.
Kif għatli meta ltqajna inti, you were on a mission.
Yes.
Bit-tfal tiegħek. Tfal tiegħek huma id-dinja u r-raġel, ovvjament.
But my children are my everything.
Issa, sentejn ilu, 3 issa jiġu.
2020.
January 2020.
On my birthday.
On your birthday. Għax, by the way, Louisa, top il-parties.
Yes, I had people coming over, I had my friend, and I love my birthday, and now I love it even more. Every year, I want to celebrate another year alive, and I hope everybody enjoys their birthday, because there are some people, like when they're older, they don't like to celebrate. They should celebrate even more, because it's, you know, getting old is
beautiful.
Exactly.
Eċt sen oħra.
Exactly.
Għajli ġara. Il-birthday tijak?
I was 44, 2nd January.
2nd January 2020. Kellek party d-dar?
They were going to come in the afternoon, but everything got cancelled because I was rushed to hospital.
Għajli ġara. Mort il-bathroom?
And I did a lot of blood. And then I ignored it.
Ma tilħat?
No, because my children were preparing me pancakes.
For your birthday?
For my birthday breakfast. And then I went to the bathroom again and again, a lot of blood. And I didn't say anything. And I ate my pancakes. Then I went again. And this time it hit my back and I fell to the ground. I couldn't understand the connection between the blood and the back pain. But it turns out it was cancer in my kidney. Eventually I got, because then I stayed in hospital, I did a biopsy, and then then I postponed my party for the 25th January.
Għax bil-fors il-party kenna namluħ.
Mela.
Iġifiru 25th of January, pero ma kontadek taf.
I didn't know, so I moved everything on the 25th of January.
Kontadek qed tagħmel it-testijiet.
Yes. And I did the biopsy in the meantime, and the results came out on the 24th January. And my doctor told me that it's cancer. I said, it doesn't matter, I'm still having my party. You know, I still need to celebrate my birthday. And I still enjoyed it. All my friends came. I told them the news. They were there for me. Like they've always been there. They made it amazing. To me, it wasn't such a horrible time. I really, you know, that time was very special to me.
Għax ħassejt l-imħabba ta' sħabek. Li naf li huma importanti ħafna lik.
A lot. They made it. I was never, when I was going through chemo and because first I had the operation, and then after my kidney, I removed my kidney.
Mela, you removed your kidney.
On the 3rd March, and my best friend, Paula, had taken me out the day before my operation, and I was sticking out of her roof and of the car, music full on, and then we saw a panda on the front, and we stopped and we took photos and so on. And then I had my operation, so...
Kif ħassejtek qabel l-operazzjoni? Fejn kellek tneħħi il-kilwa?
I don't know, I was okay.
Fighter, Louisa, let's get this done with. It-tfal kif ħaduha? U Matt?
I guess they're used to it, these things. I don't know.
Used to it?
Because Matthew always in and out of operations. Wow. You know, it's like they're part of their... They tell me good luck, they don't worry, you know, they're there, you know, you can do this, ma.
Inti ma taħsibx li tagħmel ħaġeb?
No.
Għalfejn?
I don't know. If it needs, I want to stay alive for my kids. So whatever they need to take out of me, take out, you know, whatever operation I need to do. Because with cancer, you can't fool around. I mean, if it needs to come off, it's better than spreading. So take it off. So I'm based on one life.
Wara li għamilt l-operazzjoni tajjeb, mela kidney came out.
Then I did a month.
20 ġurnata wara.
Like April. And then mid-May, I started feeling pain when I go to the bathroom. And turns out it was my bladder. And then I had bladder cancer. Then I had 2 operations to remove the tumors, but they grew back again. And then they decided to remove my bladder. And then when I went to England, which is 8 months later, they removed my uterus as well because it was touching on the cancer. So I hardly have any organs. But yes.
Inħares dejku nara s-saxħa l-għandek għax you bring light to it. Naf li kontattiva ħafna fuq TikTok.
Yes.
Tellajt ħafna ta' meta għamilt l-operazzjonijiet. Kellek 8 xhur ta' martirju meta bejn meta sir taf li kellek kanser fil-bużieqa u mbagħad sa Jannar.
Mela, 8 months they left. I was in pain because I needed to do chemo.
U naf li għamilt il-chemo għal xejn.
I had done chemo in my bladder and it was the wrong chemo. I had to take it intravenously, so I did a month of that, taking it in my bladder, and then I started intravenously on the 2nd October. I had, every time I had chemo, my friends gave me presents, so I used to look forward to going home to open my presents.
Dawmi ġiviri kull darba li kont mura għax naf jinatlek inti jisek tifla zaħira. Inti kont kull darba li tmur il-chemo.
How excited I used to get. I used to go home to see my present. It used to be there waiting for me.
Għax taf li kull darba li għandek il-chemo ħatirċivi dan.
I love presents.
Għalfejn?
I don't know. I love always, since I was a child. I love it. Even if it's something small. And I have everything from all the presents my friends gave me from when I was young. I still have them. Sal keychain, I still have. I have everything.
Għal-kull kura tas-saqajn irrikorru għand tamrita fejn issibu nies u tamir professjonali għal-bżonn tiegħek. Amrita għal-servizz aħjar.
Iqa fejx fiċpar u ibdara ċar, Lourdes Opticians, San Juan. Tobba tal-għajnejn kull-jum u jekk tordna nuċċali ġdid, il-vista hija b'xejn. U issa anke nġibulek in-nuċċali dar. Għall-appuntament ċempel 21381226.
Literalment jisek tifla żgħira tħobb tiftaħ ir-rigal. But you have that excitement which is so beautiful li ħafna nies jinsew. Għandek dan l-eċitament għall-ħajja.
And I love music. In fact, my friend, every time I had chemo, she used to take me to hospital.
Xkontu tagħmlu?
Illa li used to put the music full on. And we used to go around singing at the top of our voices, singing, screaming, parking your cars. They used to think we're crazy. Me outside the roof, sticking out of the roof.
Qabel min sejra l-chemo.
Exactly. And then she used to drop me. I used to dance still on my way going. And then she used to come for me. Or my husband used to come for me. Because it was during COVID, I couldn't stay with anyone.
Bat murid dar.
I find my present.
Usib il-present.
And always they were there, and I was never one day alone at home. Even during COVID, because it was during COVID, they used to come. We used to stay in the garden. We used to play Rummy Cup with the sanitizer, with the mask, but I didn't used to wear my mask. And they never, not even one day I spent alone. My husband used to come at 5 after work. And always see the people like at my house and always full of flowers and food and everything. They used to get me everything.
U kienu ġewa lik darba bil-limo.
Mela, when I came after 7 weeks from England after I had that major surgery, I walk out of the airport and I see my friends with balloons and the horn and a limo. And then they followed me home with hooting and balloons sticking out of their cars. And then we had champagne outside my house.
Kemm għenitek di li kellek dejjem il-sħabek?
Oh, everything. They helped me get through it because I was always distracted and happy. When I look back at that time, I feel happy.
Wow.
Because it was a really nice time. And, you know, apart from the pain that I had and what I had, it was nice. I have no... Every day I had something. It was nice. The surprises. They always surprise me with something, you know. It was really nice.
Qabel ma kellek tagħmel l-operazzjoni l-kbira. Ovvjament kienet operazzjoni serja. Kienet l-iktar biża kbira tiegħek.
That was the only time I was terrified. I thought I was going to die in this operation. And I wasn't going to see my kids. I mean, my husband dropped me because it was COVID as well, and they were even more strict in England. He didn't even let me come through the door. With my luggage, my little luggage, I was waiting. And then they put me in a room to change. They told me, you know, they're going up, they're going to come for you.
Waħdek. Fl-iktar moment ovvjament diffiċli waħdek.
And I thought that's it. I was going to die. Alone in an England hospital and not going to see my kids. I was imagining then what they're going to do if I had to die. Now that was the only negative feeling that I got.
I wouldn't call it negative ta'.
I know, ma.
Naħseb jina.
Sad u ek.
Normali, ħafna li ovvjament jaddu daw il-sibijiet. Jina għalija qatt minn u xi ħaġa li sabiħa ħafna dwarek li inti inkollu semmi tfal. Ma semmejtlix f'mument wieħed għax kont qed nibża li ħammut u x'ħajjiġrili li jiena u m'għandix iktar ħajja jien Louisa, it-tfal. It-tfal, dejjem għat-tfal.
Yeah.
Kif ħadu mbagħad li kellek tagħmel din l-operazzjoni l-oħra tfal?
Yeah, so then they missed me because it was 7 weeks away, so it's not like they
Seba' ġimgħat.
Mela, it's not like they can, if it was in Malta, it was hospital in Malta, they would come and see me, or maybe I can go home. But I couldn't go home. I had to do the first 2 weeks. I had to arrive 2 weeks early because it was COVID, and I had to be in the apartment before going to the hospital. And then I couldn't fly out because of thrombosis, and I had a post-op appointments. So 7 weeks it came in all, but 10 days in hospital.
Għatta d-dilek il-ħsib Louisa ta' rabja kbira tajt.
Għalfejn
jien.
Because why not? I mean, I'm nothing special. These things happen. Even when Matthew was born, I never said, why me? I mean, I'm nothing special, you know? I mean, these things happen. You just have to find a way, hope everyone can find support, and it helps you move on. Because support helps, huh? A lot.
Wara l-operazzjonijiet, ovvjament, bla bladder, bla bużija, inti issa għandek il-ġessi.
Ġessi.
Il-pouch, il-ġessi. Jiena, tallini bla kliem għax xikultant titlalek ponta fuq wiċċek tajjeb. U tagħmel għaġeb, mhux int, ġifieri in ġenerali. U inti għaddejt minn da kollu. Illum il-ġurnata għandek żgħira u għandek il-ġessi, għandek il-pouch. Konna din nitkellmu fuq jiena u inti għatlek għatli mela għatli I miss my body.
Mm-hmm. But and then you get used to it and you make friends with Jessie and you dress her up and because I dress her up as well.
Ġifieri u dress her up.
I put stickers on her, like of either something very colorful. My friend makes them for me. And
Tamillek li stickers.
And because she works in this company that makes stickers, and they have the same shape of, they got this because I gave her the bag so that she can get the same shape. And they're all like that. So I just get and I stick. I have of AC/DC as well, my favorite band. And colorful ones, and I always change. For summer. For winter, I don't mind.
Għax for summer. U anke din hija sabiħa ħafna fuqek li there is no shame, there is no shyness, there is no li kif qed ngħidlek jiena xi kultant tiġrilek xi ħaġa żgħira, ma rridx imur quddiem in-nisek ta' jiena u inti mhux talli tilbes il-bikini b'ġesijaw, talli tagħmel it-TikToks tisfen bil-bikini fuq il-beaches u
because if there's one person that I can help and not, you know, and for me that's why I do it, and for me I make a fool of myself, but I don't, you know, like I want to show that you can get on with it and accept it, because you have to accept first before you move on.
Kif inbidlet il-perspettiva tiegħek fuq il-ħajja wara li twilet Matt? Umbat wara li ġralek hekk int.
And that my perspective changed exactly when my son was born, because before I used to waste my energy on little things, you know. Then, you know, you see this child that's you need to care for, and then you know your priorities and what should bother you. And then when I got sick, even more, I started to appreciate. But I always love life.
Eva.
And these things make you, you know, love it even more and appreciate it even more. Unfortunately, you have to pass through something to realize these things. But hopefully people, if they hear me, they can start appreciating life more, not waiting for something bad to happen or something tragic or something sad.
U meta tkellimni dejjem tgħidli seta tkun għar. Isek qatt kemm inna nitkellmu qatt ma jiddispjaċik għalik. Dejjem tħares b'kollox b'mod dak il-mod pożittiv.
If I had to turn back time and change something, I won't change anything. I'll have Matt exactly how he is. I will only change it because I don't want to see him suffer. But for me, the bond we have and, you know, how we went through life together, we're always together. Even with my other kids and my children, my other two as well, are very strong. They've seen too much. They're very strong. And thank God I have them as well. They helped me in the house, especially when I was unwell.
X'inhu mal-prospettivi għal Matt? Jiġifieri medically hemm ċertezza m'hemmx ċertezza ma nafux fejn ħajmur.
I didn't know he was going to have this operation. I thought that was it, of his spine. I don't know. Checkups, physio, and just live every day. Because you never know. I don't know what's the next.
U inti?
Me, I have checkups as well. I went for my MRI, now I have a PET scan.
Naf li kellek false alarm.
Yes, I had the false alarm. They thought I had cancer for the 4th time.
Kif ħassejtek dak il-ħin meta reġaw qalulek għandek reġa' cancer għal-raba darba?
There was my husband with me, miskin. He's always torn between like me and my others, my son, with the hospital and the operations that we go through. Anyway, he was there. He remained like this. So I'm like, okay. They were telling me I have to have radiotherapy because it targets the place that it's in, because it was in the pelvis. But apparently it was because my ovaries are somewhere in my...
X'imkien din?
Exactly. And because they moved, the PET scan it picked it up like it was something abnormal because they weren't in the right place.
Kemm damu biex imbagħad jgħidulek, sorry Louisa, no, mhux cancer dak.
They waited for the MRI because then in the meantime I did an MRI. But what they did was good because I told them next time, like, wait for the results of the MRI to come out before you give for someone else. For me, I told them, they said no.
Zom, ħana qodu maħħa. Iġifi intattilhom, għalija ma jimpurtax li għattuli li forsi għal ħaddieħor imma qodu attenti.
Because it says big news, you know, that it's like, but I was already used to it from the ones before, so it's not, you know. Anyway, and he said, no, we have to act on what we see. And in a way, they are right, because if my PET scan, they saw that it was cancer and they didn't tell me anything, and then they waited for the MRI to come out, and then they tell me, you know, it was, I would have told them, why didn't you tell me before? Mm-hmm. You know, it's a very fine line. They saw something, alarmed, and they worked on it. I mean, the results of my MRI came out a week later, so it didn't really matter, or 2 weeks later. But they have to work on what they see. So I was only freaked out for 2 weeks inside. I still went out, and they went for a party at Valletta.
Fanajlek, għamilt party.
Yes. Yes.
False alarm cancer party.
Exactly. No, I did the party because I thought it was. The after one, no, I didn't. But then I did a pre-chemo party in summer. I did a pre-chemo party. It was really nice. I had DJ Tony coming on, playing. I adore him. He's so good.
Which kont għamillhom il-chemo?
Well, no, that was for my blood transfusions. I had one during Halloween, so I wore my mask with the bats, and I was going for my blood like this. And the nurse is taking photos, telling me, "Ma, you're crazy. You're crazy." I was on the bed like that. And then for Christmas Eve, I had another blood transfusion, and I had a small Christmas hat. I put it on my blood bag, and I had a Christmas hat for myself, and we took a photo because I was alone. It was COVID. I was watching Cobra Kai, I remember, because it had come out. I was really excited. And my friend told me, "You want anything for lunch?" I said, "Oh, I feel like pasta with butter and parmesan." She told me, "I'm going to make it and I'm going to send it to you." And I was eating that, having a blood transfusion. And
Jiena fascinata ħafna bis-simpliċità tiegħek. B'mod, ġifiri, ngħidilek b'mod ta' ammirazzjoni kbira li ma tridx affarijiet kbar, trid l-affarijiet vera sempliċi. U dawk huma l-affarijiet li lilek iferħuk u jagħmluk persuna vera speċjali.
Sweet.
Għax illum il-ġurnata nejxu f'ħajja fejn irridu kollox kbir, kollox ikbar.
Yes.
Baqanna ftit l-intervista, tara kif għaddit. Kont eċitata.
I was.
Kif taħseb mor?
Okay.
Hemm forsi xi messaġġ li tixtieq taqsam ma' min qed jismana u għaddej minn affarijiet simili.
To take things step by step, to do what needs to be done, but always follow your instinct, you know, and to try and appreciate every day like it was your last, you know, as long as you have a good day, and then you take it step by step. And I hope they have support, because that's really important, you know.
Grazzi kbira lil sħabek.
Yes, and my husband as well. I mean, he used to come to see me when I was in England on the bicycle, and I used to see him this small because I was on the top. And we used to just wave each other on the phone, like I'd wave to each other, because he couldn't even come in.
Well-ġenituri, ovvjament.
And my parents and his parents.
Li ovvjament naħseb ħadu ssib ħafna tfal.
Yes. They helped as well, even financially, everything. Even my friends. They helped me financially. They even got a wiċċa for Matthew. my best friend had a party, and instead of getting presents for herself, which something I should learn from, she raised money to get him a wiċċa.
Wow.
And obviously we have the same friends, so...
Louisa, you are truly, truly, truly blessed.
So now for my other parties, because my father really wants a post.
Jina ġejja l-party.
Yes, for sure. And I will raise funds for Puttino, because even Puttino helped me a lot. Because when I was in England, I had nowhere where to stay. And they told me I can go to their place in Sutton. And we had really nice days there. We had 6 days there, and I took Matthew to the zoo. We went to see a show before the operations, you know. We thought the operation was going to be on that Tuesday, and then they just did a pre-op. An intense pre-op, you know, short anesthetic, and he woke up throwing up miskin and everything. But then we're like, we don't need to stay here. And they say, like, no, you can leave. And we're like, we didn't have nowhere where to go, because to book over there in Stanmore was incredible. And then I spoke to Angel, and she of Puttino.
Angel, nsellu għalija minn għaw jamlu ħafna.
She's so sweet. And Rennie. They're so sweet. And we went there. Matt was really happy over there. Everything was closed, the center, you know. It was nice. So yes, I have a lot of support.
And a lot of positive energy.
Music helps as well. So when people are down, put on the music in the kitchen and just sing.
Louisa, xinajdlek, grazzi ħafna li ġejt fuq Kellymni.
Thank you for having me. What?
Jina ġibtlek present zaħir, għax jina naf kem tħobb il-present. U missejt li qalbi, u għatħantik present u batiftu wara.
Oh, sweet.
Imma,
how nice.
I wanted to see that smile.
Oh, Mel, I want to give you a hug. I'll give you a hug later.
You will. Min hawn nixtieq nirringrazzja lill-sponsors personali tiegħi il-Morgan għall-ħwejjeġ, l-Intercom għall-iPad, lil-Luxona sas-set, lil-Jennifer li naħseb the makeup artist żelli xtil għall-makeup illum, lil-Kotril u Garrick hairstylist għall-xari. Grazzi.
Still good.
Għadkom kif segwejtu Kellymni, il-podcast ta' gwida li miġjub lilkom minn Welby's Supermarket, Minizo, Amrita Foot Care and Wellness Center, Lourdes Opticians,